What's up, boys and girls? It's Dill here, back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys about my first time tripping on acid. So yeah, I'll get right into it. So my first time tripping on acid wasn't that long ago, actually. I think it was July of this year, actually. And the reason, the way I actually got my hands on it was because I was at my friend's house, and I'll say that his name is Jimmy for today's video. And Jimmy is kind of like my friend that I basically do drugs with. He's always been there. Like if I ever want to smoke with someone, I just hit him up. And I was at his house, and he's like, "Yo, David, I got like a 5-strip on me. You want some?" So I was like, "Yeah, I'm down." I was like, "How much for a tab?" And he's like, just like $10 for 100 UG tab," which, if you guys don't know, is basically the measuring size below milligrams. So that's how potent LSD is, if you guys don't already know. And he sells me this tab, right? I didn't want to do it that night because I was kind of scared, because I've heard of all like the bad trips that people have had. So I chose to like save it for like a few days. And eventually the time comes around when my parents aren't home. So so me being the stupid person I was, and I still am the stupid person that I was back then, I decided to trip alone without a trip sitter, which is a horrible idea. Just don't do it. It's fucking it. I almost had a bad trip, but luckily I kind of saved it, I guess. So yeah, so basically I dropped the type of acid, I'd say, at about like 10 p.m. because I feel like at night I can kind of calm down more. I don't have to worry about people like knocking on my door or anything like that. So I dropped the tab, and for the first 10 minutes or so, I didn't really feel anything, because I was kind of worried, because my friend said it would kick in pretty quick. And so another 10 minutes passed by. I don't feel anything. I'm just playing the game. Kind of felt like I was ripped off a bit. So another 10 minutes passed by, and I'm starting to like feel something. I don't really know how to explain. It was more not necessarily feeling, but kind of seeing stuff. Kind of like just little colors on the side of my vision that I couldn't really make out at the time. But as time goes by, I start to really feel it and see it. I'm playing my game, and it kind of starts to get distorted, like stuff is wiggling and shit. And eventually I just basically go into almost full just full like fucking trip mode, and I don't even know what to do. I'm kind of having a bad trip, because keep in mind, I didn't have a trip sitter. And so I kind of go like call my friends, ask them what to do, try to calm me down basically. And they tell me I should just go in a dark room, listen to some music, and just relax. So I go do that. Doesn't fucking work. I get too scared that something's gonna happen to me while I'm not paying attention, which is dumb because I was in the house by myself. So I get up and I start trying to make some food, and I can't even make anything. Like, I'm trying to make stuff, and I can't really put together how I'm gonna do it. So I just go lay down on the couch watching TV, and I'd say about 5 more minutes pass by, and my friend calls me, asks me if I can get on the game. And this was a different friend, so he didn't know I was tripping at the moment, but he eventually finds out by me just slurring my words, and I just tell him eventually, because I wanted someone to basically talk to about it, and I didn't want to have a bad trip, so I kind of wanted to get it off my chest, sorry. And he just basically tells me, just relax, stay on the phone with him, and that's what I do, because, keep in mind, I didn't have a tolerance at all, and I still don't really have a tolerance, because I don't really like doing acid that much, because, I don't know, it's kind of like you can't really expect what's gonna happen, because it's all kind of like an in the moment thing where your emotions really affect what's going to happen and how good the trip is. So, I eventually get off the phone with them about it was about 40 minutes, because, I was really scared, and, I think I got this, so I start just watching TV, and then eventually I just start playing some music, and then it just fucking hits me. Like, it was hitting me before, but now it just really hit me. Like, I'm starting to see shit, because I wasn't really focusing on the visuals. I was focusing on just trying to stay calm. and now that I'm kind of focusing on it, it's just taking me away. Like, I'm seeing just crazy shit, like almost as if you were watching a trip video where it kind of tries to recreate an acid trip, of course, and it was just fucking crazy. Like, I'm seeing all this crazy shit fly past me, and if I just close my eyes, like, I could almost imagine anything, but I could also feel it at the same time, almost as if you were to think of a lucid dream almost, but I couldn't necessarily control what was happening like you think I could. It was more like I was kind of letting it control me and seeing where it would take me, and I'd say some time passes between me and really just letting it overwhelm me, and I'm feeling really good, and eventually, it starts to wear off. I think I've already hit the peak by now, and I start to try to lay down and try to relax myself some more, because you can't really go to sleep when you're on like psych. So I kind of just lay down and I'm tossing and turning, because I didn't really know that you couldn't like go to sleep on psychs. So it's just like 30 minutes of me fucking trying to like sleep, and just like I'm hearing like audio hallucinations and just all that crazy shit. So eventually what I do is I take some sleep medicine, and that was oh so horrible. That was a fucking horrible idea. I took like 2 things of Benadryl, and like it just goes horribly. Like, I'm fucking like seeing shit, like just scary shit, and not necessarily scary, but like it was kind of like I don't know. I didn't really know what Benadryl could do, because you guys know all about that TikTok challenge where all these teens were like fucking downing all this Benadryl and overdosing and almost fucking dying to it so they could hallucinate. And I think that kind of affected my trip overall and kind of made it a worse trip than it actually would have been. And I can't really say because I'm not sure, but I feel like that was a roll. So yeah, a few hours pass and I don't really feel it as much. I'm still seeing a few things, almost like if I was coming up again. That's kind of how I felt it, but it was more of like a hangover as well. So it was kind of weird, but that was my experience, my first experience already on acid. So yeah, this has been Dill, and I'm out, boys.